All right, coaches, it's the last session, last segment. This is from the second part of the last session. It's RPOs off the buck. Okay. And you see, I'm not going to read these. You can pause it and read them yourself. I went through them at the clinic. Okay. And any questions? You got my number. You got my email. Holler. But you can see this is just pause it right now. And if you have any questions, hit me up. All right, now we'll take some time here. The points of emphasis on the RPO. This goes for all RPOs. Well, you're doing off power, counter, I don't care, and or buck, which is what we're talking about. All right, first point of emphasis: you got a pre-snap. That's number one. This will be thrown every time the defense gives it to you. Okay, it is a gift. It is what they call a gift, an access. Some people call them key screens, like you may just have a fast screen out to your wide receiver or a bubble. And by alignment, the defense is giving it to you. And if you trust your quarterback, okay, boom, and you can teach him about leverage. Or if you've got a signaling system where you can make the call from the box or the sideline and give him a signal, and boom, he's going to flash fake and throw that joker. Okay. All right, second point of emphasis, pre-snap number two. This is the actual RPO that you're running, but the quarterback or you have decided you're going to throw it before the snap based on leverage. So the RPO turns into a gift. It turns into an access. Like for instance, let's say, and you'll see it later, we're going to do a backside RPO with number two doing a slant. And your trigger man, the guy that's keying the quarterback, is the first inside linebacker backside. Well, if he's walked up and blitzing, he's already declared, I'm coming. Take the snap. You don't even, I mean, the flash fake will be the running back coming across his face. Just take the snap, raise up, hit that slant. Okay. And if they're blitzing, good chance it's man. You say, will it work against man? Well, if your receiver can win the route. If your receiver can't win the route, then no, don't do it. Okay. But that's a good example right there of pre snap number two. The actual RPO guy, the route you're reading is there based on pre snap leverage. Again, this goes back to, can you get the signal to your quarterback, give him word, or can your quarterback just read it? Can you teach him how to read leverage? Okay. It's not a matter of, him or you. It's got to be both of you. All right. The third point of emphasis, coaching points, if you will, there's five of these jokers, is the post snap. This is the RPO. It is post snap. If the read key triggers, and I'll show you the read keys. If the read key triggers, the quarterback will disconnect from the mesh and throw the ball. He just flip his hips and hum it. Got to have a quick release. I'm not going to be like some coaches, oh, anybody can do it. I'll say this. If you've got a quick game, you should be able to do it. Okay? Even if you've got to make the call and make them pre-snaps. But he should have it drilled in his head that he only throws it on post-snap read if it's easy. And what's easy to one quarterback is not easy to another. And if he's one of those with illusions of grandeur, he's got a Coach Chip arm, but he's got you know, a Russell Wilson mindset. That ain't good. Okay. So I tell him, say, hey, this is an easy one. Throw it. Because remember, you called a run anyway, and it's a run down. You don't run RPOs on third and long. Okay. Fourth point of emphasis: give to live. If there's any doubt, drill this in your quarterback's head right now when you start to working with him on it. If you're just doing prep on the board, doing board work on the whiteboard, tell him, buddy, if you got any doubt, any, give it. Give to live. Brent Dearman, the head coach at UNA, the new head coach at UNA, he's an RPO guru. He's got a great term he uses. Don't throw it unless you're willing to marry it. The Beyonce song. If you're willing to put a ring on it, do it. In other words, you got to be in love with it. You got to be willing to spend the rest of your life with that throw. Okay, that's what you got to sell them on. And if they're not madly in love with it and want to put a ring on it and spend the rest of their life with it, marry that RPO, marry that particular route, give it. Okay. And then the fifth and final point of emphasis, the mesh. Make it as long as possible. You're going to have, I can't show you right now, but remember what I did, you extend it deep. If it's a sidecar, you extend it as far as you can extend it, as your arms will reach back to the running back as he's coming across the quarterback space. That extends the mesh, makes the mesh longer, and gives him a longer time to read it. If he holds it straight out in front of him, if he holds it right at his belly button, aimed right at the center's butt, he's not, it's going to be a flash fake. But if he'll extend that joker deep, just like the old, triple option guys, when you take the snap, you teach them to extend it deep, get it in the fullback's belly as quick as you can to extend the read, to extend the mesh, the time the ball spins in the running back's belly, how long it's going to be there. Okay, that's very important. Extend the ball, and I call it extending it deep. Okay, if the ball is still in the running back's belly when he clears the quarterback's play side hip, if it's a downhill RPO like power, it'd be his front hip. Okay, if it's buck right, it'd be his right hip. Buck left, be his left hip. If it's anything sidecar, it'd be left or right hip. When he clears that play side hip, we teach the running back, lock down, it's yours. We tell the quarterback, if you leave it in there too long, he's going to lock down. You forfeit your opportunity to throw it. And again, the reason why we do that, we call the run anyway. Running the ball is not the worst thing that can happen to you when you have an RPO attached to a run play is to throw it when it's not open. Okay? The worst thing that can happen is when you throw it when it's not open. Drill that in your quarterback's head. Okay? Tell him giving it is not the end of the world. Giving it is not a bad thing. Okay? And that's what we teach our quarterbacks. That's what we teach our backs. And that's how we approach the teaching and the installing of the RPO from a mindset point of view. Okay. All right. Now, this is some drills, the numbers game where the quarterback just stands, not the quarterback, the coach or manager or the backup quarterback or the number one quarterback and backup's getting the rep stands there and holds up one or two fingers. This is to train the quarterback's eyes to see one thing right here in the bottom right corner. You're trying to teach the quarterback to see one thing. By the way, going back to the mesh, the quarterback cannot see the mesh. The running back's responsible for the mesh always. He cannot be looking at the mesh. And this is why we do this drill. If it's just you, if it's the quarterback coach, or if you don't have a quarterback coach, you're at a small school when you got like 4 coaches. And when you're teaching this with just the quarterbacks, okay, you teach them, don't look at, you got to have somebody crossing his face because he's got to get used to not looking at that guy, even if he's not reading it per se. You're training him to watch you, okay, or to watch whoever you got playing the numbers game, holding up one finger, two fingers. I've done 0, which is a fist, 1 or 2. And my 2 is like hook 'em horns 2. So it's obvious it's not a 1. So there's no debate. I'm either holding up one finger or hook 'em horns. And there's no debate. You say, oh, I thought it was a 1 because you were holding up like a peace sign for 2. Or you had to turn sideways, coach. No. Look, so there's no debate, and let him know right up front. I'm not dicking with you. It's going to be 1 or 2. If you want to throw in 0, that's the fist. Okay, but all you're doing with this drill is training his eyes, not to look at the mesh. When the ball is snapped. Once you take the snap, your eyes go to your read on RPO. I call it the trigger. Your eyes go to your trigger. What's going to trigger you to throw the ball? What's going to trigger you to give the ball? And this one here, this is the backside RPO where we run slant right here, boom. And what I'll do is if we got receivers over there, just let them run their route. Now we talked about this. You can do that old Alabama stuff and you'll see me doing it on the team I coached, but I gear it down. We do a slant sit on it. It makes him braver. Now, if you got a kid that come through there with the courage of a cat burglar, let him do it. Quarterback can hit him with it. And then you'll see that on some clips. But I've been sitting them down. It makes them braver. Even if they get tackled immediately, It's a 4, 5, 6 yard gain. Remember, it's a run play. 4, 5, 6 yard gain on 1st and 10. That's awesome, man. So what we do, we put the running back, put receivers over here and let them practice running their routes. And he's throwing it every time. So it'd be you right here, the two or three quarterbacks here rotating at quarterback and back, and then your receivers here running their slants or their slant sits, whatever you call it, or whatever you want to run. Okay, and it could just be you widen his butt out and just have him running, at an angle, so it's coming across right here. All right, and you just give him one or two, one or two, one or two, with him getting used to something crossing his face, flipping his hips, and humming that joker in there. He's throwing it every time. He ain't reading jack crap. He's going to throw it, but he's identifying your fingers, and that's a good thing. And it worked great for us. Here's another numbers game where you include the running back. You got, and you may want to give it every time. You're just working on mesh. But again, you're training the quarterback. He can only see one thing. This is, like I said, limited staff numbers, and now you got the quarterback and the backs doing this. I got the bags down here, so he's going to get it every time. But the quarterback's still IDing the coach or whoever you got standing there holding up one or two fingers. Again, training his eyes. You'll be amazed. You do this for a couple of weeks in the summer or in the spring, with just the quarterbacks. Okay? I've done it inside when the weather was cold. Training him to look, to look, to look. My eyes on one thing. I'm seeing one thing. It's like the triple option back in the old days. You can't read two things. Now, are there guys that can do it? Yeah, but don't let them. Okay? This is with no wide receivers, running backs only. Again, we're talking about limited number staffs. Another reason why I like Rogers Clinic, it attracts a lot of small school coaches, and he has small school coaches like me, okay? And there was others there that came from smaller schools. There was a ton of guys that spoke. There was less than 1,000 kids in their school, and here we are, about 200 and something in our school. Okay, low twos. All right, here's the same drill, numbers game. Okay, holding up one or two fingers, training him to watch one thing. Take the snap. Okay, fake, boom, flip your hips, throw the speed out, and calling out how many numbers, how many fingers you're holding up. Again, he's throwing it every time. So receivers are getting reps, catching the football. Quarterbacks getting reps on the mechanics of throwing the RPO, of making the mesh, the ride, and then flipping his hips and throwing it. But also you're training him. Your eyes are on one thing. That's your read. That's your read. Okay, this would be a front side, obviously, because the fake is going to the side of the RPO. And I only do two. I do a backside, which is first guy backside, and I do a front side, which is the force. And I'm going to show you one that I'm going to put in, which is a front side reading the inside linebacker. We'll show you that one in a minute. You saw it the other day, or you saw it at the clinic. All right, here's the numbers game again with running backs. Again, you're giving it every time on this drill, but you're just training your quarterback to look over here at the force. And the coach or whoever's holding up one or two fingers. Again, quarterback eyes on one thing. One thing. You cannot run the RPO if he's trying to see everything. You got to get that out of him. Because I hear that stupid crap on TV. Wow, Peyton Manning is really seeing the entire field. I'm going to call BS on that. No, he's not. But think how many point guards in basketball can't see the whole court. And a basketball court is a fraction of a football field. You can't see the entire field. You can know what's going on somewhere else based on what's going on where you're looking, And I worked with a guy that played with Peyton for years, and he don't see the entire field. He's just so smart. He knows if the safety does this and the other safety's doing that kind of thing. So you got to train these kids and tell them that see the entire field. That is a myth. That's created by some announcer somewhere. All right, here's another. This is when you include everybody and you're actually reading it. Now, this is the one the receivers and the backs usually don't like this drill because they know there's a chance they're not going to get the football. Okay. And this is when you can still be here, but now you're the read. You're not holding up fingers. You're either going to step up, step back, or be stagnant. Okay, here's your thought process for the quarterback. If he steps up or goes sideways, that's two things. He can go sideways or steps up, throw it. if it's clear. Now, if he takes one step and he's just sitting there, that's a give. Okay, but if he triggers on that pulling guard, remember we're talking about RPOs off buck, that guard right here does this to pull, and his butt fires there or comes hard here scraping, that's a disconnect and a throw. If he sits or backs up, and you say back up, a linebacker backing up, yes. Once you get a reputation, and also if you've done it 2 or 3 times in a game, that's what you want. Now you can run the football. Okay, we've actually gone into games and called RPOs and didn't throw one because they took it away from us. But we ran the ball well. We went into football games because they had film on us and they knew we ran RPOs. Okay, and quarterback just gave the ball all night. Didn't throw a single one. I mean, I've had parents say, "Man, we didn't run the RPOs nice." I said, "Yeah, we did. We didn't throw any RPOs, but we ran the play. We called them quarter. The give was there. So if he holds his ground or backs up, that's a give. If he goes to the ball, whether at an angle, trying to do a run through, or scraping, that's a throw. That's the mindset. Okay? And I just showed you this here to give you an idea of the midline right here. You're reading the first linebacker backside. Okay, they're in a stack, a 50 or a 30 stack, odd stack. You're not reading the mic, even if he kind of does this right here. Okay, you're reading the stack backer. Because who's the first backer backside of the midline of the center? The center's butt crack. Who's the first backer to be the stack guy, the one stacked behind the DN? That's him. Okay? It won't be this guy. Now, if they walk this joker up and then move the mic over right here, it's a different case. Teach him it ain't a guy, it's a position that you're reading. First guy, so this guy's walked up, they've changed the front, they say go to an even front, and they walk up the stack backer and slide him over like a Mike or a Will, and now they're in a 4-2 front. There's your read. Reading that guy. You're reading that position, whoever the first one is. It could change. All right, now this is the OSH drill. On the outside of this, of the backside read, we've got a fin. I call it an under route. That's the quarterback's OSH. That's his OSH button. Okay. Oh shit. What happens is he can't see the outside backer. He doesn't know what the outside backer has done. He doesn't know, did he come up? Did he go out? Did he drop the flat? What did he do? He doesn't know. Ask him sometimes, what did the outside backer do? The answer better be, I don't know, on an RPO, on this RPO. Okay, so let's say this guy triggers, boom, he disconnects, he flips his hips to throw the ball here. Osh, there's your Osh. The backer has run with him and he's in there. Right then, just redirect that quick, takes half a second, and bam, hit this guy right here. And if that corner's got that locked down, quit running RPOs against that team because they got Deion freaking Sanders playing cornerback out there in his prime. They got prime in his prime. All right, now here's the front side read, the way we do it, and have done it in the past. Okay, reading this cat right here. Okay, I know some coaches don't run it. They only run this to the left because they don't like the quarterback having to flip his hips all the way back around. Because if you do it to the left, he's already there, pretty much. Okay, I do it both ways. But you just read this guy right here. Now, what's the read on this, coach? Okay, if he comes here or here, if he comes running in here to wrong shoulder, or comes running upfield to set the edge, this is your force. Right here to set the edge. Boom, throw that joker. He ain't covering jack crap. Okay? And you also got a slant out here too. So you run it both ways on your drills. Okay? If he sits, you give it. And this is a good one too because the screw up factor is minimal. Because even if he screws it, we're still got a guard pulling to kick this joker. All we're doing on this is trying to make that kick out a little kinder, gentler kick out. So if he comes running his happy ass up the field right here, we're going to kick him. Even if the quarterback, if he comes running up, he should throw it, right? Well, yeah. But here's the thing. This is a mistake on this one. A mistaken give is forgivable because you're still solid. You're sound. You got a hat for a hat, right? But I like this one. To me, it's the easiest one to read. All right, here it is with a glance route. I've run it with a slant. We're going to do it with a glance this year. And the way we do our glance, everybody does them different. What the Corey Hill guys called it a bang eight in the NFL is what the Cowboys did in the '90s with uh, Irvin and Aikman a lot. But what we're going to do, we're going to go three out, three up, and cut in. And the cut, that line there, don't mean a thing. It's the end of the red line. He could there, he could keep it skinny. Depends on what the defense does. Like if that's safety right here, he's reading the safety, not the quarterback. Quarterback's reading force. Remember, that's the only thing he's looking at. He can only see one thing. Quarterback eyes see one thing on RPO. That's the trigger. But he, as he's taking it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, is looking in here. If that safety staying back, he's a true, center fielder, then he just runs slant right there. If that safety comes spinning down, okay, carry that thing high right there, and we'll hit him right here. Okay, and that's the reason we're going to that. I did some glances this year off our mesh concept, and I really fell in love with it. And so I've been toying with the idea. Now, is it going to work? I don't know, but that's what I'm going to try. All right, now this is an example of pre-snapping the run. So they line up, look at what the defense is in. Notice it's like fourth and a yard and a half, and they're letting him know, hey, we're running the ball. See them looking at it to communicate with each other. Hey, we're going to run the football. We're going to get this cockeyed first down. Okay. So, and you're blocking buck, dude. It's good. It's good. You give it, you're okay. You're blocking buck. You know. All right, now this is the buck with the backside RPO. First linebacker backside. So this is a even front, so it'd be the wheel backer right there. Okay, wheel backer, and you're not worried about him. Okay, you're not worried about him. That's the only guy you're reading right there. And you got the slant sit. That's why I started doing it the last 2 years ago. Okay, and the video I'll show you from 3 years ago, you can see hit him on the run, and then there's your under, speed in, fast in, whatever you want to call it, fin route. I've always called it an under. And used to, we'd run double slants and make it like a diamond slant, him release out and come right here. But sometimes your speed factors vary in high school kids, and this guy's all the way up here covered up by the inside slant. And so what we just said, we just flattened his ass out. All right, here it is. All right, right here. I know it's blurry, it's an old film, okay? And it wasn't that good to begin with, I'll be honest with you. He's gonna come right here, boom. And this is forward, this is 20. That was the COVID year. And he's gonna take it, run a slant. We're gonna hit him right in here on the run. He's gonna break off a big play. And the quarterback, remember I said, what, throw it if it's easy. This kid could throw it. He could hum it. He's playing at the Grange College now. This is his first year playing varsity football. He's about as big as me, big kid. And he could hum it. And he saw the window when the kid did a little step in here. And to me, it was a give. Okay. But I ain't got that kind of arm. You couldn't hear the ball come out of my hand. Now, the fin is not deep enough, but look right here. Look at the space. And that's what, and it's hard to argue with that. Even though this kid did not really trigger on the pull, because this is game two, and they weren't too far from us geographically, so they knew we were RPOing. That was my first year there, and I had just retired from Alabama, and I came over with a reputation of throwing RPOs, and so they were ready for it. And this guy's not playing the run very hard. But look at that window, and the quarterback took the window because it was an easy throw to him. Okay, safety is late, and we're going to come back run it again. The safety's going to be a little bit earlier, a little quicker, and we still make the play. But notice that the trigger, he said, Coach, he moved toward the play. And I said, okay, buddy, that's fine. That's one thing you gotta trust your quarterback. Don't run him if you don't trust your quarterback. All right, now this one, it jumps around a little bit. I got this from Kenny. This is Kenny Simpson's team. And I'm thinking about changing the way I do it instead of running a sure enough slant, just coming right here. You know, yeah, how it jumps around a lot. I don't know why, but that's the backside RPO. It's stealing. You see that backside linebacker? That's your read. Right here's your read. And when he does that, quarterback, that's all he's looking at, y'all. That's all he is looking at. He doesn't know what's going on out here. That's another thing. You got to have a receiver that's going to win that route. Okay. Now he doesn't do the fin. You got the kid clearing out, but I don't like that because now I don't have an OSH. You don't have an OSH button. Boy, there he goes. Boom. Right now, throwing it. It's good stuff. All right, this is same one as the first one I showed you. Right here. Okay. And right here. Or really just slant more right there. Okay. Now watch. Quarterback is reading who? Right. Oh, excuse me. There he is. Because this guy, they're a 3-3 team. That defense ran a while ago, they had adjusted. They're a 3-3 team. They walk up that stack backer. Watch. That's the stack backer. So he knows right now that's the dude that I'm reading. This is a case of pre-snapping the RPO route. He's trusting his slot to win that route inside, knowing the guy that can drop and undercut it right here, he's not going to be there. So he's made up his mind pre-snap. There's nothing wrong with that. See, he didn't stick it in. He just kind of put it in front of him, let the back do the faking. Okay. And that was a courageous receiver. He he ended up joining the military. I'm proud of him. All right, now this is not an RPO. I'm just trying to show you that you can just use your quick game. This is just our under route and our slant. Okay, and little play action, boom, throw it. And the reason he knew this guy was coming. This kid did not like to run the football, but he took a lick. Watch, he could take a lick. He was so big. He was like a Ben Roethlisberger in high school. All right, buck the trips with a front side RPO. Okay, this is not the same one that I've been running in the past, but we're going to put this one in. I like it out of when you flex his butt right here. Okay, you're reading first backer, play side on this one. And what he's going to do, he's just going to release right here like he's blocking down, making this guy come up. So he's not going to cover him because he's blocking down. Heck, I think this will work even if they're in man because if he'll sell the down block like he's blocking down, what is this kid taught against the team that runs buck? He's got to come up and set the edge. All right, but you're reading this guy. So as soon as he triggers, when he sees that guard pull, quarterback disconnect, hit him right here behind where that backer was. And now here we got like a little what I call a diamond slant. Okay, release out, come back in. Okay, now this is over here. This is something we started doing this past year. If you're the lone receiver on anything, you've got these options. Either run a hitch, a slant, or a fade. And that is your gift. The quarterback, the guy's up in his face and you feel like you can beat him, you throw the fade, just take the snap and throw it. You ain't got to fake it. Just look over at your running back and say, hey, dude, it's me. Don't get in my way. Just say it's me. And that tells him, don't get in my way. Okay? He's going to extend it deep, shuffle, shuffle as he's making his read, step back, go to football. Here's the read right here. See, there's no, hey, that quarterback saw. Right. So as soon as that sucker triggers, pow, look at that safety all the way back there playing true center field, make him miss, got a big play. Chunk play. Whoops. Sure, it ends on shot. All right, so we're up trying to press him. You got to win that route right in here. Okay. All right, now this is the other one that we've been doing for several years. The first one we did, we've been doing it for several years, and this is the other one we've been doing. This is our front side read I showed you in the drill, where you're reading the force right here. You're reading force, okay? And it's pretty much one, as long as you give it, you really can't be wrong, okay? Because you got a guy to block him. You're just putting this cat in conflict. Uh, Once they know you can throw RPOs, he may be less aggressive coming up, and you wind up getting a much easier kick. Okay. And if he does come flying up and the quarterback doesn't throw it, it's not a biggie. It's not a biggie at all. Now, say, who do you throw it to? Well, I key right here. If this window is open, we're going to throw it there. If this window is closed, we throw it out here. Okay. Because even if it's man and the corner runs with him and the window is closed here, we're going to win that speed out. That's what we got to say. We're going to win the speed out. Okay. And if it's zone, you can get a good push right here. He's going to backpedal, come right here. Outside backer runs with the speed out. There's your window. So what we do, we tell him read the force and throw it to the open window. Read the force. So if the safety comes flying up, I say safety, this outside safety, the strong safety, whatever you want to call him in this defense, he comes flying up. Okay, you disconnect. You go to throw it here, and the corner carried him. The speed out is your OSH, okay? Because the window's closed. Okay, here's an example of reading force. See, force comes flying up. Boom. And here's one we just talked about. All right, but now the force is here, and because it was on the goal line, and so we're just using it like a rub route. I want to see you run it. This one took I have a hard time getting my film from a place I used to be. The two guys took the slant. So the window was closed, and you throw the out. Window's closed, you throw the out. Sorry, it's blurry. It's old film. Wasn't that good to begin with. I backside RPO, the bubble. This is like the first one that I ran 12, 13 years ago. And you can pre-snap it or you can post-snap it or you can both. It's whatever you want to do. It's more constraint than conflict because this guy is not involved in the run fit as far as the buck goes. But he is involved in the run fit if you're going to run quarterback counter because he can fall in. So, and that's why I say it's a constraint. You're going to constrain him to stay out here. So you can do that. Okay. Here's what I mean. See, that dude's not involved in the buck run fit, the safety. Okay. But quarterback sees him triggering coming downhill. He knows he's got, I mean, we're still blocking buck. So he knows he's still got a football play. All right. So what I mean by constrained? All right. Now, on a previous video, I showed you the quarterback power where he bent it back and right here and scored. Well, the reason why he did is because the outside linebacker, was constrained by the bubble. And if he's not, you need to throw it. Did you hear me, quarterback? Throw it. See, look where he is. Throw that. See, this is a case where you'd post snap it because he's out there just inside of him. As soon as he steps up inside, pull it, throw the bubble. You're 2-on-1 out there. There is a receiver down here off the frame. Trust me. All right, again, this guy's up here. Look, it's a constraint. So now we know we can run quarterback counter. Okay? We know we can run quarterback counter because there's no fall-in guy. That's what I call this guy, fall-in guy. So if he's playing in here, he can fall in, take away counter. It's not going to affect Buck. That's why I say it's not a conflict, it's a constraint. But you can also use this as a play-action pass, quick game. Not just a play-action pass, but it can be a quick game. Okay? So, well, a PAP quick game, flash fake, and then you got slant bubble over here. Watch this. Look at the window open up for the slant. Okay, didn't need it that night, but it's nice to know if that guy's running with the bubble, then the slant's going to be there. There ain't many high school corners going to stop a slant. Look at that. All right, that was pre-snap. So notice they were blocking Buck, but they pre-snapped that joker. Look, they said, well, we got this. Because there was no fake. They just use it as quick game. Look, they're blocking Buck. You know, we don't have a quick game protection anymore, y'all. We do not have a quick game protection. We just call whatever run we want to call. I love doing it with power. I love doing it with Buck. When we did run a version of zone, and we had, long as you got every gap covered, you can use a run scheme as your quick game. And what it does, you put your quarterback on a clock. You say, hey, dude, flash it and throw it, or we're going to have guys downfield. Flash it and throw it. And tell them when we do ramifications, repercussions, and consequences for penalties, every yard that the lineman get a penalty for being illegally downfield on an RPO, the quarterback's going to do it. If you got a belly flop for every yard, you got to run a hill for penalties, put the quarterback's butt on there because he's responsible. That pisses me off on TV when they say, oh, the lineman number 72 was illegally downfield. No, he wasn't. He would have been legal. The quarterback done his damn job. All right, here's that bubble. Boom, throw it. Wasn't much of a fake because he knew it was there. Look, nothing is out here. Look, there's nobody over number 2. Quarterback knew it on the jump. He took the snap back, let the running back do the fake. Everybody's blocking power. Blocking Buck. Reaction of the running back, I think he knew it. He probably said, me. Or was just fake and get out of the way. Because they had one guy on 2 out there, the corner over 2 of them. This is, I'll tell you, it's bad film. Old film. Not bad film, old film. All right, this is a pre-snap gift down here at the bottom. Look, everybody's blocking Buck. Boom, throwing a slant. He knew from the jump. Nobody's in the flat. And look at the corner. The corner's playing way off, and there's nothing in the flat. So this is why we talked a while ago about the gift. He's got a lone receiver. He can slant. He can hitch. He can fade. Some people do speed out part of it. He just runs a slant. The corner's not going to make the play. Corner's barely in the same area code. And there's nobody in the flat. All right, here's the backside gift. Boom. Same situation. Watch. See, that's that corner one-on-one. Got to hit it quick. Don't let it get to the safety. And you're blocking Buck. Watch the lineman again. They don't even know it's going to be thrown. That's an example of the gift, pre-snap. All right, here's another one. This is a speed out, I believe. Yep, right there. Apparently, they knew this joke was coming. Get up the field. Get up the field. Quarterback looking at the sideline, see what he's going to do with it. Boom. Get up the field. Never give up yards. Buck backside RPO smoke. This is not really an RPO, it's a gift. The corner, y'all, if this was a wide angle, you still wouldn't see him. Look, there he comes. Yeah. We were running Buck. Watch. Hey, we're blocking Buck. But they're going to give you that. And that's what I call leverage. Look, nobody in the flat, and the corner's playing in another area code. Okay. All right. This is from the actual clinic where I said, thank y'all for staying. Those of y'all that stayed to the bitter end, appreciate it. All right, y'all. Hope this helps. Look, holler at me. You see my Twitter addy, phone number, email. If you're going to call me, text me first so I can save your number. Tell me who you are. Tell me where we met. I'll save you in my phone. Then I can call you back or you can call me back. All right. We'll see y'all. Bye.